Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is week 2 of 2026. So as promised, I am doing my New Year's resolution, which means I will be posting a video every single week this year. I'm not going to fall off, so you will see my face around here for the entire year if you want to stick along. Today I was just going to go through my 2026 goals that I have. I have them separated into a couple of different categories. This is kind of what they look like. So it's all very organized, but I have health goals. And the way that I kind of did this, just to backtrack a bit, is I usually just I take everything to pen and paper. So I just sketch out ideal ideas that I have. It's really sloppy, it's really messy, it's not cute. And then eventually I go back in once I have all of my ideas written down. And for my brain, I align everything, make it really pretty. And then I just have this really cute little sheet that I can glance at in 2026 anytime that I need to, just as a reminder of what my goals are and what I'm going to be up to this year. So I have it separated into health goals, family goals, personal goals, and then I also have my ideal morning routine and nighttime routine. So I'll just go through the routines first, because I feel like that's a good place to start probably. So my ideal morning routine, I feel like I should backtrack. I have a typical 9 to 5 job, so really based around that schedule. My ideal schedule for going into 2026 is just to continue to do my 8 to 5 job. So I am basically basing this routine around that, trying to get in at 8 o'clock every morning and then leaving by 5. So my morning routine that I said would be to wake up at 6 a.m. And so I did it kind of in chunks. So 6 a.m. to 6:20 is waking up, getting out of bed, making the bed, brushing my teeth, using the restroom, drinking a large glass of water to start the day, putting on lotion, and doing light stretching. So just really basic the first 20 minutes of the day, making sure that I'm getting up and ready to go. I added things like put on lotion because that's not something that I'm super great about. And so I want to go into 2026 with intention, and make sure that I am doing skincare and all of that stuff that I should be doing. That's just not really my forte, but I'm going to make sure that that's something that I'm paying attention to this year. And then from 6:20 to 6:30, I said read my Bible or a book. So something just quick and easy that I can read for 10 minutes just to get an idea flowing, or something motivational that I can read in the morning just for 10 minutes to start the day. And then 6:30 to 7 a.m. So for half an hour, I will be able to drink my greens. I love drinking greens. I drink them every morning. I usually drink the Bloom greens. That's my favorite ones. And I said cook breakfast, eat with my husband, make lunch, take my vitamins, prepare my to-go iced coffee, and prepare my to-go iced water. So one of the things that I asked for Christmas, actually the only thing I did ask for Christmas, was this water bottle. And then there's one that goes with it that's a bit smaller. So this one I take with me and it has iced water. And then there's a smaller version of this where I put my iced coffee. So it's the same exact cup, just in a different, the smaller one's like a sports edition of it. And I can put my iced coffee and then I can take this one for water. So that's what I mean when I say my to-goes, just because I want to make sure that this is 40 ounces. So if I drink a couple of these a day, that's plenty of water. And then for vitamins, just making sure to take supplements, making lunch. And I could always do the lunch thing at night too, but I did put it here just because I feel like a half an hour is enough time for me to grab my lunch as my breakfast is cooking. And then it makes it kind of feel like I don't have to do that the night before. Sometimes I procrastinate on stuff like that. And so I think saying I'm just going to do it in the morning is probably the best case scenario for me. And then from 7 to 7:40, I have straighten my hair, do my makeup, put on my shoes, clothes, accessories, rings, and perfume. So I know I did it kind of detailed, but that's the idea, behind just having this little morning routine. So 6 to 6:30, 6:30 to 7, and then 7 to 7:40 I have planned out. And then essentially I live about 20 minutes away from work, so if I left at 7:40, I'd be able to get there by 8, so that would keep me on schedule with my work. And then for nighttime routine, I did wash my face or take a shower, because I kind of do one or the other, like if I alternate on days of taking a shower, as far as like washing my hair goes, and then using skincare, or lotion. So again, I put that on here because I just want to be better about that kind of stuff. Like, I just feel like I've never been like a girl that's like super into skincare stuff. And I just know that, like, obviously as I get older, I should start focusing on something like that. So that's just me reminding myself that that's something that I want to do. And then drink chia water. I love drinking water with chia seeds. So just letting those sit in the water, for like an hour, and then drinking that, drinking tea, brushing my teeth, obviously, and brushing my hair. I put brushing my hair because that's also something that I'm not like super great about. I feel like when I straighten my hair, it like, I have to brush it anyways. Like, it's basically brushing it. So I don't always feel like I take the time to like brush through my hair like at other times, which is so random, but it's just something that I put on here just as something that I want to be better about. For my health goals, prioritizing health and wellness. This is really going to be, there's a lot of different things with this. So right now we're super interested in doing the Mediterranean diet. So not necessarily like doing it as a diet though, like making it a lifestyle to eat that way. Just a lot of vegetables, not as much meat, that kind of stuff. So we're like, that's something that we're super interested in the new year. So it's something that we're kind of working through, like how we can do that. So maybe it's like making more soups or eating, the Mediterranean diet, like pretty much you can have sourdough, which is really nice. You could also have like whole grains, which is nice. So if you wanted to do like quick oats or something like that, you could have that. Just not like a ton, obviously. Like, you want to like, not go crazy, but you could have like a slice of bread with your meal or something like that. But it's mostly like eating a lot of fish, a lot of vegetables, and then less red meat and just less meat in general. So that's something that we're trying to do right now. And it feels really good to eat that way. Like, your body feels really, really good when you eat that way. So I think that it will be something sustainable that we can do. That's not like, I always fall back onto wanting to do keto, but then when we look at like how much fat you really have to eat to like maintain that and do that. And it's also just like, I've done it so many times and I always eventually fall off after a couple of months because it feels like you're depriving yourself so much, And so I think for me, like being able to have a piece of sourdough with my meal or something simple like that, it just feels like that would be something that I could do long term. So one of my other health goals is to prioritize being stronger. So not necessarily going to the gym to lose weight, but going there to make sure that I'm like gaining muscle, that I'm being strong, that I'm getting stronger. I want to like really tone out my arms and my legs. Like, I want to be strong. I want to feel really strong. I don't want to focus on like the weight loss aspect, even though that's like clearly a goal of mine, but it's not like, I don't want that to be the top priority for me. I want it to be like focus on getting stronger, not looking at the scale, focusing on feeling your best, getting muscle, like all the things. So, and then eating nourishing foods. I said eat more foods that reduce inflammation, which that one kind of goes back to the Mediterranean diet. A lot of that food is really useful for reducing inflammation, which I have a sedentary job. So I have like my 8 to 5 is literally me at a desk all day long. And so a lot of the time I can notice like my ankles will start getting puffy or things like that just from sitting so much. And just like, I'm really like, when I get zoned in, I really get zoned in. And I just feel like there's so many times where I just don't stand up for hours. I'm really used to the job now. So like at first I think because before this job I was a waitress. And so I was used to like running around, like you just never sat down ever. And so now going to a job like this where you're literally sitting all day long, it's just really different. Like, it's really, really, really different. Just making sure that I'm prioritizing like getting out of the house and actually moving because if I go to work and don't move all day and then I come home and don't move, it's like that there went my day basically. So I just want to prioritize, which honestly, it's so much easier in the summertime. Like in the summer here in Oregon, like it's literally light out until 10 p.m. and in the winter, it's only light out until 4. So it's very different, like vastly different the winter versus the summer. Because in the summer you get home and you still have like 6 hours, you know, to go out into the world and like be outside without it feeling like it's dark out. But in the winter, it's literally like I go to work and it's pretty dark still, and I come home from work and it's dark. So it's just not like super ideal. I feel like you have to be creative of the way that you do this in the winter in Oregon. And then I said prioritize drinking more water. So at least making sure that I'm doing 2 of my 40-ounce glasses a day, which is something that I've been doing and it feels really nice. I just have to pee all the time, but that's fine. It's fine. It's all good. We have some family goals for the year. So one of our goals is to get pregnant, to have another baby. So God willing, that will happen this year. I'm like so confident that it's going to happen this year because I'm like, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel very optimistic about it. And I just feel like this is going to be our year. So God willing, that will happen and we'll have a baby, another baby, because we have a 5-year-old. So she's like, you know, she's at that age. She needs like a little sibling to, I feel like by the time the baby's old enough to play with her, she'll be like moved on from it. But I still just feel like it'll be like a really sweet thing to watch her be a big sister. And she's just a sweet girl. So I think it will be really, really fun to watch her grow up with siblings. And maybe the next baby, like maybe after that baby, we'll have one like pretty soon after, so that those 2 can kind of grow up and play. And she'll be like the older sis that's off doing things, you know, in the world. So we'll see how that goes. But leaving that to God, I'm really excited. And I am really optimistic that we will have another baby this year. Another family goal of ours is to become TEP free. We're very, very close. We think we could probably do this by October. So we will see how that goes. And also let me know if you want a video about finances, because I feel like me and my husband have been literally going at our finances for the past like several years, and we have paid off so much debt and made so many strides like in the right direction, that I feel like I do have some knowledge to share on that topic specifically. So yeah, let me know if that's something you want to hear about. And then another family goal of ours is to buy land in Ecuador. This is mostly, my husband's from Ecuador, so that's not super random, but it's mostly because my host family, I met my husband while I was on a foreign exchange, and the family that I lived with in Ecuador, the host dad, I'm still really close to that whole family, and like they literally consider me their daughter and I consider them my second set of parents. And so that host father, he gave my daughter a cow that was pregnant as a gift for being the first granddaughter. And then that cow obviously had her baby. And then after that, that cow had a baby. And then that cow had a baby. And the mom had another baby, and like so on and so forth. Now we have like 5 cows and 2 of them are pregnant. So we're about to have 7 cows. And we need to figure out what we're doing with these cows because they're overtaking the neighbor's land, and we need to like get our own land to put them on. So it's fine as long as they keep producing milk. He lets them stay because he gets free milk out of it. But we do need to like seriously buy some land in Ecuador for all of these cows. And then also I have the personal goals that I set, which obviously this one is first and foremost, post a YouTube video every week for 2026. Which I feel super confident about. Like I was like, how am I going to do this? But even tonight, what I'm doing, like my goal was to wake up super early in the morning and do a video at like 5 a.m. But I was like, how the heck am I going to do that? Like, first of all, I'm not great at waking up early. 6 a.m. My little plan here is like already pushing it for me. But I was like, also like my family's going to be sleeping. So how am I going to just be like sitting in the living room talking to myself like at 5 a.m. That just seems like not, I mean, like I'll do it if I have to, but what I'm doing right now is Aaliyah's watching a little movie and I'm out here doing my little video. So, and it's nighttime. So like it's almost bedtime. So she's getting a little show in for 20 minutes while I do my little show. So that's fine. And another personal goal of mine is to learn to make sourdough bread. So this is like really one where I just need to like sit down. Like I just need to like hone in on a video, see how they do it, and then just try again. Because the last time that I did it, I didn't get very far. I'll say that. I also got like my wisdom teeth taken out, and I don't know like if it was the drugs they had me on or what. But I really thought it was coming along, my starter. And then the next day I was like, no, that wasn't right. It's not coming along. So my starter did not work out and I need to try again. One of the things that I question though is that Oregon is really cold. And so I wonder if my starter thinks that it's in the fridge and just like doesn't grow in the same way that other people can get it to grow. Cause I follow a girl in Arizona who does sourdough and her starter just like is bubbling over. Here it's like freezing a lot of the time in the winter. And even in the summer, like the house stays really like pretty cool. And so I'm like, I wonder if my starter just thinks that it's in the fridge and that's why it doesn't thrive as much. So I don't know if I need to put it like in the microwave or like just like sitting in there because that stays a bit warmer if you turn the light on or something, or I just don't know. But I'm gonna try again. And I got the organic bread flour, King Arthur, like I got the bougie stuff. So I need to just do it. It's sitting in there. I just have not tried yet, but that is one of my goals for 2026. So coming soon. And then I also said, learn to make jam. I already kind of know how to do this a little bit, but I want to like master it and be able to like make jam for my friends and family. Like I really want to like put emphasis on like going and picking the berries from the farm and like making cute jams and then giving them to friends and family. Cause I have friends that do that for us and it's so yummy and it's so cute. And I just like adore that. And I think it would be really fun to get into that. So yeah, those are my goals for 2026. I feel like it's obviously like a lot of little goals, but my main goals, that really stand out to me is the YouTube channel, making sure that I post a video every year for the whole year. That's one that like I really like, that's the one that I'm like the most dedicated to. Besides, I didn't write one on here, but one of the goals that I like really have like at the top of my brain, and it's now the 5th and I still haven't done this. So I'm like, I really think I can pull this off. Maybe it's a stretch for me because I'm very much a coffee gal, but I made a goal that I would not buy coffee out. So like I won't buy it from a coffee shop for the whole year. I'll only make it at home unless, which this is the caveat, and this is where I think I'm going to like potentially find myself in trouble, is that I made a caveat that we could get a coffee. Well, I could because my husband can do what he wants, but he doesn't care about coffee as much as I do. So it's really me that has the issue, but, I made the caveat that I could get an iced coffee if we were traveling. But then I was like, I really need to be careful about not like being like, oh, I'm going to my mom's house and she lives 45 minutes away, so that's me traveling. Like I want to like be intentional about it. Like I don't mean that. I mean like if we go all the way to the beach, which is like an hour and a half, or if we go to, visit friends and family like that are farther out of town, or if we actually go on a road trip or something like that. Like that is where I want to maybe buy coffee. But besides that, I'm not going to be buying any coffee this year. So yeah, those are my goals. That's what I'm up to. I'm excited to keep this going. I'm excited to just make these little videos and see where it takes us because I want to just continue to do this. I think it's so much fun and I love sharing with you guys. So I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.